mean, the whole point of the Theranos doc was proving that early investors kind of just go off their gut feeling. So it's not super, it's not like a ton of research done into like who the person is. At least that's how they lead on, but who knows how fucking true that is. Like, I don't believe that every single early investor just goes, yeah, I like this guy's haircut and gives him like a fucking ton of money. I think like
it can be like that. I think it definitely can.
It can, but I would credit her with being at least sales savvy enough.
Oh yeah, 100%. She must have been, dude.
Yeah,
that was one of the things that blew my mind. Is that the amount of people that she was able to fucking dupe.
Mm-hmm.
She was friends with the fucking Obamas.
Yep.
The Clintons. Like, she was like at that level where she was like, what's the phrase? Brushing elbows or whatever?
Yeah,
bumping shoulders. Brushing shoulders.
Yeah, she was bumping uglies with.
She was bumping uglies. That's what we say.
She's
in Canada.
bumping the uglies with the Clintons, dude.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, rubbing furries with the Clintons. She was dusting their cheeks.
She was rubbing beans with Hillary, man.
And like just the amount, like just these powerful fucking people that she just had in the palm of her hand, like, for what reasons? The CEO of Safeway.
Yeah, that fucking or CVS,
CVS, yeah. Both.
And who's that lawyer she got on her team?
Yeah, that like he's like one of the most powerful lawyers.
Yeah, like the scary ass lawyer. Yeah. Basically, her and the doc presents it that her whole game was she was going to do the Edison with it, where the thing is not actually completed. And she's kind of working on borrowed time, and eventually they would figure it out.
Yeah.
Who knows if that was actually her game plan?
Mm-hmm.
What I thought was cool about the documentary specifically is they, spoiler alert.
They know by now that we just fucking spoil everything.
No, I just like saying it in the middle.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I should have said it at the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was crazy, man. Well, like when she died, like, were you remorseful at all, or by the way, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
No, she's still very much alive.
No, she's alive.
Unfortunately.
No, when
I'm kidding.
I
wouldn't wish death on someone, but she's fucked a lot of people's lives up.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
she's a bad person. No,
she doesn't seem like a good person at all. Is it you got the I know that thing keeps fucking up. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know the extent, like the details of it, but I know at minimum the people who worked there, like, she made their lives really shitty.
Did it get into the dude who killed himself?
Yes. That is crazy. That is awful. That is fucking awful.
And the patients that would go in and get blood tests at CVS and like would get these crazy results, and they thought they were dying, and like
all
testing
kinds
on
of
the
shit.
cancer patients that like
there was that, and they were providing incorrect data to people testing for cancer.
Yeah.
Like that shit.
People that were terminally ill with cancer that were already going to die, she was like testing their like blood work out on them and giving them bad results.
Oh, I thought it was that, at least in the doc, I thought it was that people were testing for cancer and the results were scary.
Too. Yeah, that too.
And they were trying to say, no, you're fine. Or like,
oh yeah, I think it was vice versa, but
whatever. I mean, yeah, it's one way or the other. Either way, it's bad. It doesn't matter. When it got to the lab director who killed himself, I was like, I have zero empathy for this girl.
Dude, middle of the book, you get to midpoint of the book, and it only gets worse from there, and you're like, I don't even want to keep reading because I fucking hate this girl so much. And Sunny,
her husband or boyfriend / investor.
And I mean, like, and it's like, I don't know, this book was just anecdotes from like hundreds of people to the point where you're like, okay, this stuff must be fucking true.
Yeah, yeah.
And this guy is the fucking devil, and Elizabeth is.
They didn't like talk too much about him. I mean, I can only imagine he was a piece of shit. There was one girl who worked in the lab, and she approached Sonny and goes, "Hey, we're like getting incorrect data, and like I'm apprehensive to like be issuing out this stuff." And he basically was just like, "That's not your fucking." He's like, "You don't run this company. You just work here.
Yeah.
Like, how would you shut your fucking mouth?"
Oh yeah, he would just do that.
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, okay, I'm gonna fuck all of you over."
And he was also like, he also thought he was the shit because he sold a company in the .com bubble, early.
Yeah.
Like, he just built some bullshit company and was like, well, he didn't even build it. He was like a random like CTO or something.
Yeah, and he got a shitload of money off that.
and then like 8 months later, the company that bought them went bankrupt. But he made like $30 million. So then he was like driving around in his Porsche. He thought he was the fucking shit.
Yeah, that guy sucked, and
That guy sucks.
That guy sucks, dude. He stinks, man. You know what was crazy was how they were animating the device.
Oh my fucking god!
This shit driving you nuts.
Stay in.
Cody's getting mad.
There.
How am I supposed to edit that down?
Edit what down?
The screaming.
You don't have to edit it down.
Okay. Here we go.
Clipping the mic is funny.
You're gonna lose it. Yeah, when they were animating the device and how it was supposed to work, I thought you always see these devices as like being really slick. I really fucked with this. I loved how they did this. They took those same animations and then reanimated it as the engineers were talking through all the problems. So it was really cool to see like all these stages in like the demo. You think, oh man, what a seamless concept. And it's just like every stage, how fucked up it's getting. You're like, oh, this thing is a piece of shit. It's awesome. Like they're like describing how, if you don't know who the fuck Elizabeth Holmes is or
or what we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
I meant to say that.
She basically started a company and her whole game
called Theranos.
Yeah, and her whole, I think it was called Theranos.
Theranos is not Theranos?
I think it's called THC. I think it's called that good kush. I don't know.
Theranos, whatever.
Theranos, who cares? The point is she started this company and she wanted to revolutionize blood testing. And her whole angle was that she was only just going to finger prick your finger and then get a small amount of blood and then be able to test that and administer antibiotics based on the results or some shit. So like they're describing the machine. The engineers are talking through how like small each of like the cavities are like from the fingerprint, like finger prick devices. And they started visualizing the blood because they were like, yeah, it would definitely like it would capture blood, but they're like, it doesn't mean it didn't leak. And they're showing like this machine leaking blood all over these like compartments and like just little areas that they're not supposed to be deposited into. And then the engineer's like, you know, that was one thing, but then we started getting blood samples from like random people who were hepatitis positive and stuff.
Blood's just seeping all over the lab.
Dude, it's like all over the machine. And the engineer's like, I was freaking the fuck out because I'm working on a device that has hep C positive blood in a fucking thing that's just got like tons of needles, and I'm having to work on it. Like, cause you know, it would be like testing in batches. Cause the whole thing is it would take like, I don't know, fucking 100 blood samples and test them all.
And it's just so funny. It never worked.
No,
ever.
Never. It was always a piece of shit, like unicorn thing. It was completely fake.
I wonder if Steve Jobs ever, like, if he knew how many fucking stupid wannabes would just fuck up the world after he was gone.
Yeah.
If he'd be pissed about it, you know, if he'd like write some weird like open letter where he was like, just don't try to be me. You're not gonna do it. She was obsessed with him.
Her corny ass, like just dressing like him.
I know. It's just like at a certain point, it's just like, hey, you're not Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Do your own thing.
Yeah.
You're a smart girl and you clearly are talented in fucking getting people to do what you want. You're manipulative. Like, and that can be used for good.
Yeah.
Just don't I was talking about this with my dad. You think like if she had started any other company, she would have been successful? Probably, yeah,
because it didn't involve like death.
Yeah. I mean, she probably wouldn't be the, you know, world's youngest self-made billionaire woman or whatever she got named as when Theranos was in its peak, but she would be successful. She'd be hella successful.
Flex, not trying to flex. Man, I'm holding half a stack, not trying to flex. Flex, not trying to flex. Take your bitch to Nordstrom Rack, that's not a flex.